Home buyers in Las Vegas are going to have a tougher time finding a home. We just lost another 153 homes off the active single-family home market. It's Cosmo and it's Wednesday, which means it's another weekly housing market update here in Las Vegas for May 3rd, 2023. Now let's take a look at the trends. Inventory is going to continue to decline. We did have an uptick in under contracts, but if you've been following along, you know in the past 3-4 months, that has been happening at the end of every single month. With less inventory and more people buying, you're going to have less expireds. We're starting to see less withdrawals. And then the solds, again, because it's the end of the month, you see that uptick, but I think it's going to stay in this 400 range during the middle weeks and then tick back up to 500 again for this month of May. And the end of April couldn't have shown this any better. We've been talking about for weeks how the days on market average and medium are declining. And because of the lack of inventory and continued demand, these numbers are coming down. Now, in the next day or two, you are going to see news articles talk about how home prices have increased in the month of April to $430,000 here in Las Vegas. Now, while declining inventory might have one conclude that prices will go up in May, I do think the uncertainty in the market throughout March and April will lead to closings in May where prices won't see a drastic increase, but instead stay flat, maybe at that 430,000. However, when it comes to June, if rates continue to pull back throughout May, we could see prices go up again in June. Everything happening here is exactly what we've been preaching. Price reductions are going to continue to decline. This list of sales price is going to stay around that 98% for a while. The week's inventory is going to stay pretty flat. And then we're just not going to get those new listings that we drastically need to help home buyers right now. One thing I'm very interested in is over the next week, how is the news going to portray the housing market here in Las Vegas going up $5,000? Since the height of the market, you've been seeing a lot of negative headlines towards the housing market, and we've brought to you the reasons why the prices were coming down. However, those negative headlines continued even though prices were flatlining December through March. And articles like this are really pushing the narrative that there's a negative housing market. Now, there are some articles that are showing some truth, and all the big home search and data companies have been getting the housing market absolutely wrong for the last 3 years, so take their information with a grain of salt. It's also hard to see negative because we do have less permits for single-family homes coming up this year. Follow for an update every single week and call and text with all your Las Vegas real estate needs.